If you're making videos on YouTube, let me tell you one thing clearly. It doesn't matter how good your video is. If your thumbnail is weak, nobody will watch it. That's the hard truth. Because on YouTube, people see your thumbnail before they ever hear your voice. They decide in less than a second whether to click or keep scrolling. Your thumbnail is the first impression, and you never get a second chance at a first impression. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to create a thumbnail that actually gets clicks. Here's a simple test you should use for every single thumbnail you make. Ask yourself this: if someone looks at this thumbnail for just 3 seconds, will they understand what this video is about? If the answer is no, that thumbnail will fail, no matter how good it looks. Before you even start designing anything, you need to be clear about 2 things. First, what niche your channel is in. Second, what exactly this video is about. Let's say your video is about YouTube growth. Your thumbnail should instantly communicate that idea. It should make the viewer feel like, this video is relevant to me. Because if your thumbnail is unclear, people won't try to understand it. They will just scroll away. And that's the key point. On YouTube, you don't get time to explain. You only get a moment to grab attention. Clarity doesn't mean complicated. Clarity means instantly understandable. Curiosity is what stops someone from scrolling. It makes them pause for a second and think, wait, what is this about? And that pause is everything. But here's something important to understand. Every niche has its own style. If your channel is educational, your thumbnail should not look like gaming thumbnails. Each category has its own visual language. Now think about channels like Mr. Beast. Every thumbnail he makes has something unusual in it, something that makes you curious instantly. That's not random, that's intentional. But here's where most creators fail. They try to copy that style directly, and it never works, because his thumbnails are tied to his identity and audience. Instead of copying, you need to understand the idea behind it. Curiosity comes from incomplete information. You don't show everything in the thumbnail. You show just enough to make people want more. For example, a thumbnail like, "This mistake is killing your channel growth." That works because it creates a gap in the viewer's mind. They start thinking, am I making that mistake? And the only way to find out is to click. That's the formula. Curiosity is not about explaining. It's about creating a question in the viewer's mind. This is where most creators go completely wrong. A lot of people think a good thumbnail needs more things. More arrows, more text, more effects, more elements. But that's actually the opposite of what works. Let's compare 2 types of thumbnails. The first one is messy. It has too many arrows, too much text, multiple images, and too many effects. It looks confusing. The second one is clean. A simple subject, a strong expression, and a few clear words. Now think about it. Which one do people understand faster? The clean one. Because when someone is scrolling through YouTube, their brain is processing hundreds of thumbnails in seconds. It doesn't have time to decode something complicated. If a thumbnail is messy, the brain ignores it. But if it is clean and simple, the brain understands it instantly. And if it understands it quickly, it can react quickly. That reaction is what creates clicks. So the rule is simple. The cleaner your thumbnail, the higher your chances of getting clicks. Very important tips is, here are some important things you should always keep in mind while making thumbnails. Always check your thumbnail on a mobile screen. Most viewers are on mobile, not desktop. If your text is too small to read, it automatically loses effectiveness. Use human faces whenever possible. Faces attract attention naturally, especially when there is emotion or eye contact. It increases clicks because humans are wired to notice other humans first. Study what your competitors are doing. Look at successful channels in your niche and observe their patterns. Not to copy them, but to understand what is working. Use simple color contrast. Your thumbnail should stand out even when someone is scrolling fast. Test different thumbnails if possible. YouTube now allows testing multiple versions. Use that data instead of guessing. Most importantly, always design for understanding, not decoration. A thumbnail is not art, it is communication. Its job is not to look beautiful. Its job is to make someone click. If you apply these principles consistently, your click-through rate will improve, your reach will increase, and your channel will grow. Because on YouTube, everything starts with the thumbnail.